Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Mark.
And this is From Love with the Randalls. Up, look at you. Don't know how to act in the studio.
That's caught on my Fitbit.
Oh. Yes, and we are the Randalls. A newly married interracial couple living in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, you wanna say some words there?
I mean, you just introduced both of us, I feel like.
Oh, I mean, well, because I felt like I had more chops at this. I figured I would, drive a little bit, and then, I mean, you got all the show notes.
I do.
Yeah. So.
I mean, do you want me to go over what type of show it's gonna be?
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's hear it.
So basically, this is a weekly show we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And
put that mic closer to you a little bit, baby. All right. Yeah, there
That's
you go.
good?
Yeah, speaking to it.
Okay, so basically, we're going to start off with things that we watch together and things that we've eaten together.
I like that.
Consumed, if you will.
Yeah, consumption. Big fan of that.
And then the rest of the show will follow with, we're basically going to touch on 4 topics every week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be the same genre, but different topic every week.
Okay. What are the 4 topics are we talking on?
We're going to touch on something political.
Okay.
Something in the entertainment realm.
All right.
Something to do with environmental news.
Okay.
And lastly, something local. So something that is affecting us here in Philly or that has happened in Philly that is of
yes.
interest.
And my lovely, beautiful, and talented wife does all of the show notes for it. So I don't know what the topics or the subjects are until we get here. I do know what we've watched together because we watch it side by side. And I do know what we've ate because usually she's cooking it for me or I'm cooking it for her. So yeah, let's talk about some food. We've been trying to do the weekday vegetarian thing. A lot of stir fry and tofu. I come home and she's got the wok, going wild crazy in the wok with the. You've been a really big fan of the peanut butter sauce lately.
Yeah, I've been trying to perfect the perfect peanut butter sauce for stir fry. Every week, expect a new variation till I find that perfect one.
Is it perfect? Is it perfect for you or perfect for me?
Well, I mean, I feel like if you tell me it's perfect,
right?
If you're like, this is it.
What if I already thought it was perfect and I just didn't tell you because?
Well, I saw the faults. I've seen the faults every week. Like the first week, too much sriracha. Okay. The second week,
I'm gonna have to stop you right there.
No such thing. No such thing.
No such thing as too much sriracha. I've never. You know what I have noticed from doing the weekday vegetarian thing is that sriracha is clutch for meals without meat.
Yes.
Like I don't think I would want to do, like bland ass veggie dinners.
No, absolutely not. Because remember, even that one recipe I followed, there was no spice or seasoning. I was like, oh no. My husband is not going to like this.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes white people be seasoned with a lot of salt and pepper. Mm. And I feel like that's not really a seasoning. To me, salt and pepper almost work like a condiment. Like, that's something I definitely put on.
Everything.
Well, it's like I
like
put salt and pepper when I bake it, like when I cook. But then I also put, like, salt, pepper, and, like, I put it on there like it's almost like ketchup when I'm done. It's just... Because everyone likes a different degree of salt and pepper. It's not like you put a dash of salt, a dash of pepper, and it just tastes magical. Mm-hmm. TV-wise, we watched a bunch of TV.
We did. And I know we're going to touch on one thing we watched in particular, but I do want to mention that we watch a lot of good shit, too.
We do.
Wait,
what do you think? What do you want to talk about?
90 Day Fiancé?
What?
The 90 Day Fiancé? Is that
oh, yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about today. But
yeah,
we watched a lot of good things this week.
This weekend we watched The Handmaid.
Yes.
And we read the subtitles.
We did.
Yeah.
You forgot you were reading. You liked it so much.
Yeah. Watching subtitles with you is kind of frustrating because I know you read faster than me. and it's very annoying
you're
because
you're like, did you didn't read it? I'm like, oh yeah, I did.
because I'll see you be like looking away and shit, and I'll be like, she's not even paying attention, but you are paying attention. You just happen to read that bar of information a little bit faster than me. So kudos to you and your speed reading abilities.
Read a lot of Goosebumps when I was little. I think.
Is that what it is?
I read a lot of Goosebumps.
You didn't read a lot of Korean dramas about lesbians betraying henchmen?
No. But yes, we did watch some good TV.
Yeah.
We also went down a hole of some bad TV. But
I don't know if it's bad TV. I would say it's
TV.
informative TV.
Yes.
We was watching TLC's 90 Day Fiance.
Yep.
We watched season. We didn't watch all of. We watched all of season 1.
We've definitely skipped some episodes because
it gets kind of repetitive, and I think we watched the big bulk of season 4.
Yeah.
We tried getting through some of season 2. I don't even think I think we saw season 3 on TV. Season 3 has the girl that has Tourette's.
Season 4 has the girl with Tourette's.
No, season 3 has one Tourette's.
Oh, okay.
Season 4 has the chick that keyed up the car.
Oh, yes.
Yes, the one who's always doing duck lips.
Should we explain the show? Or I guess it kind of explains itself.
Good.
So the concept of the show is basically these people someone in America falls in love, quote unquote, with someone in another country. So they bring them over to the States, and then they have this 90-day visa.
The F1 visa.
Yes. For which they have to get married by the end of those 90 days, or the person's got to get back out. So the show follows 4 couples.
Mm-hmm. It's always 4 couples, right? No, that one season had 5.
They added more towards the end.
Yeah.
But there were some that seemed legit, definitely, but a lot of them were like, come on.
I got 3 things.
Okay.
3 things. Thing number 1. Very little diversity on this show as far as black folks.
Yeah.
I think there was only one black couple, and that ended poorly.
Oh, so poorly. Yeah.
Yes.
She slapped him with an ice cream cone.
She slapped him with a goddamn ice cream cone. Hard.
Yeah.
You saw that shit shatter.
Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking? I was like, damn, that's the best thing of the ice cream cone is the cone itself.
Yep.
You know, that was such a waste. My heart went out to that waste. And so that's thing number 1. And I just think it's like a cultural thing. I don't think that many black people are going overseas and grabbing other people to marry. I don't think that's something, because those trips cost guap to get over there. You know, and it's just something I don't think that we're just trying to do as a culture of people at the moment. I mean, who knows what may happen down the line, but currently right now, the majority of the show to me is white dudes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then there would be those weird cases where it would be a Jewish woman went to Israel and found her a man. Mm-hmm. And I would be like, oh, that's kind of cool because, I mean, it's it wasn't like I would imagine. Generally when I think of shows like this, I always think of Asian ladies and white dudes.
Yes.
Hispanic ladies or Dominican ladies and white dudes. Those are the 2 that I mainly think of. Mm-hmm. And this show proved me wrong because apparently there's Muslims and white ladies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a whole genre.
Yeah. Way more dudes doing it with way more guys importing women than women importing men. And from what I saw of men being imported, most of the time it ended very poorly.
Yes. I'll agree.
Well, no, not most of the time.
But
I would say 1 out of 4.
The ones that did, you saw, as soon as you would, not to be superficial, but you would see them and it'd be this overweight, that one lady, this overweight, 40-something, not.
No, both
glamorous.
of those ladies were, because that one chick was definitely, she was overweight too, yeah.
Going after dudes with six packs that look like models, thinking that they're coming over here because they love them.
That one chick, Nicole, believed.
She still believes.
I mean, we went down, when I say we went down a dark hole. We went down
First
at
of
one
all,
point.
it snowed yesterday, so
It
we
did
had
snow.
nothing else to do.
This is true. Yeah,
I mean,
we was in the Instagrams. We were in the Twitters. We were trying to see who was still together and who had broken up. It was a very dark road that we went down, but I feel like we learned a lot and we grew as a couple.
we did always.
Yeah. Question for you: now that you're not, now you're off the market. If you were on the market, do you think you could ever do like a 90-day visa thing? Like, let's say you met, young Harry Potter in England and he brought you over for the 90-day visa. Do you think you could establish a relationship and get married within 90 days?
In the confines of this show and how this seemed to have, I don't think I could do that. If it were different and like we visited each other a lot for like a couple years.
Would you think you could do a long distance internet relationship for a couple years?
I mean,
that seems like.
If I was younger, yeah. I mean, I feel like if I was more naive, me now, no.
Okay.
But like 20-year-old Lauren was naive and probably she did kind of do it, so I know.
I know, but that wasn't like another country.
Nah.
I feel like once you start having to get calling cards to call people, like shit gets real. Or if like your only communication is Skype. Like I personally think if it was like a 90-day visa situation, I'm very similar to you in the aspect of like if I got there, we would have had to already been trying to get married. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like, but then most of them already are though. Mm-hmm. Like most of them proposed before they got there. Like no one's coming here to get proposed.
But like I would never be in some situation where I'd be like, he proposed to me over, Insta chat or whatever. Like no, absolutely not. And he sent me a ring emoji, and I was like, crying because it was so beautiful. Like no, absolutely not.
Who was your favorite couple?
Oh, I love the hot mess couple from season 4. What's
George?
And she was Brazilian.
No, she was Russian.
Oh, she was Russian. Yeah.
Yeah, Afia.
Yeah,
George and Afia. George with a J.
Yeah, they were my favorite.
Yeah. Let me see. Who's my favorite couple? I'm gonna say Holly and Muhammad. Because Muhammad was obviously running game. Actually, no. What was the dude from the dude from Morocco, and that little chubby chick with the kid? When he all of a sudden lost his Wi-Fi,
oh my
and
God,
he couldn't continue.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man. If you haven't seen it, try to find it. 90 Day Fiance is an interesting ass show.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I also want to say that we just got back from the grocery store and we watched the tail end of that Carrie Fisher movie, documentary with her and her mom, and that was like super sad.
I want to watch the whole thing, but it's gonna depress me.
Yeah, and it's definitely sad in the way like because they look so alive.
Yeah, well, like you could see, Debbie Reynolds is definitely getting sick, but I mean, Carrie Fisher seemed pretty on it. I mean, she was definitely being herself and kind of out there, but
yeah, it was tough to see her get manic.
Yeah,
I think it's tough seeing anyone get manic, but that's like Princess Leia. Like in my mind, I still see her looking fine as wine, and that slave get up.
Yeah, I colored that picture last night in the coloring book.
You did a good job. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Side note: in the original Star Wars, George Lucas thought that there was no underwear in space, so everything she wore was blowing in the wind, and they had to tape her boobs down. That's just stupid. Why wouldn't you just give her underwear and bra?
Yeah,
like no one's gonna be like, "Wow, there's no underwear in space." Like, why wouldn't you think that? Why wouldn't your balls need support and your biddies need, some lifting?
True.
That's just me.
I mean, I think that's most people.
True Daisy. So, what do we got on the news schedule? What's happening over there?
All right. So, the first of the 4 topics is political. There's so many things. Thank you. So short.
I know. You just gotta have it really.
Well,
the show must go on.
So, there's so many things I was a little overwhelmed with trying to pick a certain thing. So I went with one of the big ones this week that would affect me and damn near every woman in the fucking country. About how the GOP is planning to repel Obamacare, and subsequently that would also strip all federal funding of Planned Parenthood. Huh.
So, was Planned Parenthood not funded governmentally before Obamacare?
I'm pretty sure it always...
As far as I know, it always was.
Because it was always like where you could go if you didn't have insurance.
I know, when me growing up, Planned Parenthood was the spot that you went to if you were trying to keep it on the low from your parents.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I personally didn't know about it for the spot to go to get like abortions and such like that. But I knew about it, the spot if like you were like, you know, if you were like, before there was the WebMD, if you were like frolicking about and let's say you thought you were like a little itchy and you was like mad nervous and scared, but you didn't want to go to your parents, you want to go to the family doctor, you take the bus to Planned Parenthood and they would just tell you, yo, you got a rash, like keep it clean, keep it dry. You know, and like that's what I knew Planned Parenthood for giving out like massive free colored condoms that never fit.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, they didn't give you the color condoms?
I mean, I never went there for that. Yeah, I went there for
they were free.
like,
You want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
All right. So me and my brother were going to Planned Parenthood. We were in high school. And we're like walking to Planned Parenthood. And before we go to Planned Parenthood, we go to a Crown Fried Chicken. This is the Planned Parenthood in Camden, New Jersey. We go to Crown Fried Chicken and we get some fries, we get some chicken wings, and we get a Mystic juice, right? We're eating, we're walking, and Chuck's like talking to me and everything. Fucking sign falls off of... Yeah. And I was just like...
Is this a literal sign? Or like...
No, it was like a literal sign.
No, but I'm saying, is it like more than that?
I don't know, but it didn't faze us. Like, we just kept walking like a sign didn't almost decapitate us and just kept eating Crown Fried Chicken. And the Crown Fried Chicken is not that good.
No.
You know, I mean, it's a nice little snack box, but it's not like super popular. That's the last time I went to a Planned Parenthood, and I got like pockets full of those like stupid condoms that day. Little thumb condoms. Good for playing.
Well,
good for finger banging.
As a female.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I can't name one girl that I don't know that hasn't ever been to a Planned Parenthood for many reasons. Most importantly, to get their annuals, which means cancer screenings. Yeah, exactly.
I never knew there's gynecologists at Planned Parenthood. I mean, it makes sense, but I just never thought about it. I always thought that, like, in my mind, a gynecologist always has a gynecologist office, and that's all he does is look at hoo-has. Like, the whole building is dedicated to like labias and like clitorises.
It's like the only place as a female where you can just walk in. You don't need a doctor's referral, which if you go to a normal doctor, you have to go through all this bullshit, pay for that to go to a gynecologist, when for Planned Parenthood, you can literally make an appointment ASAP and go in. And if you need the pill, you go in, you can get your annual to make sure everything's okay. And they check for, they check for breast cancer. They check for everything. And
did they check for breast cancer when you're crazy young?
They do the...
They do like the squishy machine?
Mm-hmm. Not the squishy. No, you don't get mammograms. You don't get till you're older unless there's some cause.
What's the difference? Like, why would you do the squishy machine and then go from the hand to the squishy machine?
Why would you go from that?
Yeah, like why isn't the hand thing still work? Is it because the boobs aren't what they used to be?
Well, they do. No, so they feel for like tumors, and if they felt something, that's when it would go to the next step.
Okay.
But like when you're older, because when you're older, everything starts to fucking suck.
Right.
You get that like as a year, it's like a thing you have to do.
I mean, we get a finger in the ass.
Yeah.
Like apparently it's pretty deep.
I mean, we get a thing shoved up. I mean.
Yeah.
Scraped.
Yeah. I mean, but
Scraped.
yeah, we don't get that. They
I don't know
they
how
cup
much
our
deeper
balls
we
and tell us to cough.
Yeah.
That's about it. And it's like, and they're like, all right, turn to the right and cough. You're like, but I haven't had my balls cut by a doctor in a very long time. I don't think they do it no more. I don't know. But one day I'm gonna get your husband, this massive black man in front of you, is gonna get bent over a medical table with some young MD with a rubber glove on, and you know some lube, and he's gonna give me.
All right.
Okay, and we are back. We had some technical difficulties, but we ironed them out. And I want you to know, whatever happened to your Chromebook, I didn't do it. But I'm going to fix it. I love you so much. And the other great news is it cut off right before I said something super inappropriate. So it was kind of like karma was just like, I got your back, bro. 2017.
Yeah.
Could that be the hashtag for 2017? I got your back, bro.
Sure.
Maybe not, bro. Like, bruh. I got your back, bruh.
Bruh.
2017. All right. So back to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, I was just gonna say one more thing about it, about this whole repelling Obamacare and stripping Planned Parenthood of all their funding. Is that most Republicans associate, or people that are against abortion associate Planned Parenthood with simply abortion, and that's the only reason it exists, and that's the only reason people go there, which is a total fucking lie. Anyway,
I don't believe that. You know what I think it is? I think that's what they want people to believe.
Well, yeah, because
I think it's all about control of a woman's body. And some old white dude is trying to tell some other people what they can and can't do with their hoo-ha.
Well, so what the Republicans know, they can lead all of the religious people that believe that, you know, it's an act of evil or whatever to get an abortion, blah, blah, blah. So the Republicans are arguing that the women's health care provider shouldn't get any federal money because it provides abortion services, which is a misleading claim. Because the federal Hyde Amendment already bans federal dollars for abortions, except in very restricted cases. The overwhelming majority of Planned Parenthood services involve testing and treating sexually transmitted diseases, providing birth control, screening for breast cancer, and offering other women's health care. So basically, anything to do with abortion, they don't get the money for that.
Yeah.
That's just a service they provide for women because it is our right. Yeah.
Pro-choice. Yeah, I think it really just I think a lot of dudes really just want women back in the house.
Yeah.
Back in the house, back in the kitchen, just you know, being just put in their place as they would like to do it. So any way that they can control how a woman thinks and what a woman does. I mean, I think if we learn anything from 2016, it's that America doesn't care for black people that much. And they sure as hell don't like women.
Yeah.
Because Hillary was more than qualified.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's still surreal. It'll always be surreal.
It will be. We should do shots during the inauguration.
I don't know what. It's a Friday.
Okay. There has to be something.
There has to be some type of place, for a safe place for everyone to go and cry.
Do you know what day it is?
It's a Friday, the 20th.
I'll still be here. Yeah.
It's the same day that David Bowie died.
Oh.
Side note. A really sad fucking day.
Yeah, it's forever.
Jesus.
It's forever marked.
Yeah. Also, my father's birthday. Weird, right?
Okay. What's next?
Okay. So, entertainment news. There was a ton of things also.
Entertainment.
Was almost going to put, but I didn't. I don't know if you heard that Obama threw his last hurrah the other night.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Didn't pick that one, but I was reading about it.
Yeah.
And that shit was off the hook.
Wasn't Little John there?
Everyone was there. Like, everyone who was anyone was there. Like, all, like, Beyonce, Solange, Everyone.
Blue Ivy.
Yes. Blue Ivy was there, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But people were like celebrities were tweeting at 4 a.m. that they were just leaving like the best party they've ever been to.
You think Obama can dance?
I think he could cut a mean rug. Yeah.
What? Cut a mean rug.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the news?
Okay, so what I went with, which is weird because you were talking about Carrie Fisher a second ago, and I was like, don't you bring this up. Don't you bring this up. But, so, basically this week, the Star Wars team had meetings because they're trying to figure out what will happen to Princess Leia. Because she was supposed to be a key person in the upcoming movies.
Yeah, she's supposed to be. I heard they may cut her out of 8. Because I think she was a big part of 9 as well.
I think 8 she was going to be in, and then I guess 9 was supposed to be. She was supposed to be huge in that one.
Right.
But basically, I guess there are 2 scenes right now they're freaking out about because she was supposed to meet with Mark Hamill. And
she filmed all her scenes.
But I guess I don't know if this happened in the next one because they were saying there were 2 key scenes that they wanted to film.
I think their main problem right now is if they don't know what context. Because if she meets with Mark Hamill and it spawns something for episode 9, then it doesn't work no more.
Because she was supposed to, I guess she's supposed to be with Kylo Ren too. For obvious reasons.
He did kill Papa Solo.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
I mean, if you haven't seen that by now.
I know. Fuck you.
Yeah, you suck. Get your shit together.
I thought you were going to talk about this other piece of news where they're turning Princess Leia into one of the Disney's princesses.
I did read that too, but I felt like this was more important.
That is more important, and you're absolutely right. But however, how do you feel? Did the Princess series ever mean anything to you? I mean, I know you're a tender lady now of a certain age, but I mean, like, do you think you think young Lauren would be hype for a Princess Leia in the Princess Collection?
I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess it matters how they make her a princess and what they do to her.
She's a princess.
Well, yeah, she's a princess now. But, I mean, would she become like the other stereotypical Disney princesses that I was brought up upon, which I did love? Like, I was Team Little Mermaid. But looking back at it, I'm like, Little Mermaid ran around in a fucking bra. She was 16. Trying to get married.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, I'm like, huh. I don't want my little girl looking up to that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're going to make any. I mean, she has a comic book, but when they put her in the Princess series, she just like gets like her own like doll. You know what I'm saying? And she gets like her own like, you know, we go to the Disney store all the time. Yeah. They got like that little section of the whole like little princess, because it's like Cinderella, fucking Beauty and the Beast chick. Is she a princess?
Belle, yeah.
I think Rapunzel's one of them.
I think they're all princesses.
I don't think Pocahontas is in the Princess series.
She is.
She's a princess?
Yeah.
Oh.
They all are.
Okay. There's that black one from like the frog story, which
The Princess and the Frog.
I despised. But I mean, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. There's always another day.
Always another day. Hopefully, wink, wink.
Back to this. Well, I mean, that was about this too. But basically, what do you think should happen to Leia?
I don't know. I know what shouldn't happen to Leia. She shouldn't be completely CG'd.
Oh, God,
because if we learn anything from Rogue One, it looks good on young faces, but on older faces, it doesn't look as great.
True.
I think they can hologram it, maybe. Talk about her in past tense or in reference. Or, I mean, at the very least, just introduce a whole new character who will... Or they can divide her roles up among several different people. But yeah, I mean, I would hologram her. Like, I think the face, they have to have mapped her face first of all, because I think they do that as a clause with any big movie, so they can like digitally replace you, kind of like they did Paul Walker in Fast and Furious.
That's what I thought of when you brought that up.
Yeah, so I think they can at least put her face. She could still be in some of these scenes, but I think they'll just have to find a way to have her be seen, not seen in episode 9. And give some of her key elements to other people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always reshoot this shit and add in a new person and have them on the green screen. Just make that shit work. I mean, it might look a little awkward, but it'll be better. You know what I mean? Then, oh, man, it sucks. And she looks so good in that documentary, too.
Yeah, she did. She looked healthy.
Yeah.
She looked really good. It's not fair.
It isn't. Fuck you, 2016.
Yeah, seriously, that fucking year, dude. So, yeah. That was my entertainment.
What we got for environment?
Okay. So, environmental, there was a lot of different things to pick from. When I came across this one article that I thought was very interesting that was released today about nuclear waste.
What? Like Godzilla style?
Well, basically, what's going on right now is the UK is getting ready to build more nuclear plants. And scientists are thinking about the far future.
Like flying cars?
Like 10,000 years from now.
Oh, man.
If
It ain't gonna be around that long.
Just saying, if. Even 1,000 years, really, because if you think about 1,000 years ago.
Yo.
So,
what phase of Marvel will we be at in 1,000 years?
So, basically, what scientists are trying to figure out right now, certain ones, are ways to tell our distant descendants about where we've buried our shit, where we've buried our nuclear sludge, so that they don't, have a fucking Chernobyl, basically, where they move in, think it's cool, and then they're like, what is happening? Why, So.
That sounds so stupid.
Like, why not just think of a different thing? Like, to me, it's like, why have nuclear waste? Why not put your efforts?
I mean, the fact that we bury our nuclear waste is mind-blowing. We should shoot that shit into space. But I think, wouldn't people in the future, I would imagine them to have stellar technology. Like, I would imagine them to, like, just think about how far the phone has jumped from, like, junior high, your time in junior high to, like, now. Like, the phone's gone so far. Like, you trying to tell me that in the future they won't be able to have some type of thing to be like, there's hella nuclear waste over there. How do you know? Oh, iNuke just told me. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure, like, why do we bury nuclear waste? That seems like such a bad idea.
It does. I agree.
It's not like murdering someone and keeping the gun underneath your mattress. I'm like, this is a safe place for it.
Well, apparently this has been going on since 1981. This was first brought up because someone pointed out that we can only translate texts from 1,000 years ago. Anything more than that, we don't know what the fuck. So they're like, what about if in 2,000 years? Like, how do we communicate with something? So, if it's a whole different. So, the one, there's like different things people are bringing up. And there's this thing called the Ray Cat Solution Movement, which is working to insert Ray cats, which would basically be a real life cat that turns green when it's around like nuclear substance.
Hold the phone. Now give it to me. Like a physical, like a meow cat?
Yeah, a meow meow.
How does the cat live?
There's not really like. They're just talking about engineering cats to glow using enzyme interaction, something to do with cellular activity. They're saying it's far-fetched, but it could work.
That's just not going to work.
The fact that this... Let me even show you the little picture.
Yo, get the fuck out of here.
The fact that this is really an article that was written and there are some scientists that are like, yo.
I don't believe that. I should like fake news. There's no way a glowing cat. No way, dude. No way. You can't get a cat to sit on your lap if you had a bad day. Like, the cat's either gonna sit on your lap because it wants to, or it's not. Like, cats are not dogs. They're not obedient at all. Yo, they should get like glowing chameleons or something like that.
That's true.
But can we used to go back to the point that we bury nuclear waste?
I know, that was...
Like, doesn't that just seem problematic as fuck?
It does. There's a lot of things we do that I'm like, do you really care about 2,000 years from now if you're burying this shit in, if you're producing this shit?
Do you think they just have 2,000 years left on this planet? 2,000 years? Maybe like 1,000.
That's something my mind can't even wrap itself around.
2,000? Ugh. Yeah, when you think about 2,000 years, 2016 doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it was only like, it was still kind of young.
It's true.
You look back and niggas is like, yo, 4016 was some bullshit.
It's true.
You know, I think as we progress on this show, we have to work on our segues better. We have to find a way to transition. Maybe we should cut some music or something.
I'm always saying you should sing a little something.
Well, I mean, you would have to give me like a signal. You have to be like...
A little red light or something.
Yeah, and then I go... Dee, 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 dee. Or... What was I singing in Target today?
We were singing the yoga song. Is that the one you're talking about?
Baby, bend over.
Baby, bend over. Yep.
Baby, bend over. Let me see you do that yoga.
I don't really know how that's like a good segue song, though.
I don't think I was singing that.
I was singing that. Yeah, that's it.
In my mind, I think I'm always singing ass.
Yeah.
Like ass, ass,
You
ass,
may have
ass,
at some point.
Ass.
Very possible. All right. Next topic, local.
How local we talking?
Philly.
Okay, so it's
There's
not
so
like
much-
an East Falls thing?
Nah. Not much. There are some things going on in East Falls, but Philly has so much going on.
Oh, God.
Dear fucking God.
You think we could do a whole show locally?
Yeah.
Really?
You could do a whole show on political, probably music, crime.
My only fear with crime is what if criminals listen to this podcast?
True.
And they're like, yo, fuck those niggas. They really
yeah.
think they can just come up here and say this to us?
Just air us out.
Yeah, and then we sleeping politely in our IKEA bed. And
someone pops out of the drawers.
Comes in the drawers with a fucking hacksaw or some shit, and they're like, yeah, he was talking about that good shit a while ago. Now let's see what's really good. And then they come into the teal room and they want to be recorded on the podcast so they can get their piece in while we're fucking terrified, held at gunpoint.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood for that. Especially
I don't think it'd end well.
No.
I think all right, realistically, to get off subject, would you still respect me if in a hostage situation I shit myself?
Oh my God.
You gotta understand, it's a defense mechanism.
If it worked to scare them off?
Yeah, like if I shit myself and they was like, oh, fuck this, we're out of here.
Oh yeah.
This
I'd
dude
be
shits
like,
himself.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm leaving too, but yeah.
Would you still respect me though? Or would you be talking shit like every time I like let's say we got into an argument, you'd be like, yo, fuck you, yo butt shitter.
Ew, no.
Yo jean shitter.
I would probably be like, this never happened.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
See, that's a testament of love.
Yeah.
Because I think some people,
We're not some
if we were in a
some
hostage
people.
situation and the protector, the guy, shit himself.
If he just shit himself and like crawled in the ball and cried, I'd be like, yo.
So shitting myself without tears is acceptable. But shitting myself with tears would be unacceptable.
Well, like if you're just like, let's like if I'm being hurt and you're just like standing in a corner crying,
Right.
shitting yourself, and I'd be like, damn, yo,
Okay.
couldn't nothing.
What if we were at gunpoint and I shit myself?
Oh my God. I can't see you doing that though.
What if it was for a defense mechanism?
If it worked.
What if I shit myself and I kicked it at him?
Oh,
Would you still respect me in the morning?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's love. That's
Are
love.
you testing my love for you right now?
I'm just curious. Because I'm thinking if we were in a hostage situation and you shit yourself as a defensive mechanism. And it did work. I'll be pretty impressed. But I do believe my opinion would be skewed if we were like in a group hostage situation, like Die Hard, versus like a guy in our house hostage situation. Because I'm telling you right now, if it gets bad, my first defense is shitting. I've always thought if there was like a monster situation, like a Nightmare on Elm Street or a dinosaur coming to get me, you know, something like that where I'm about to be eaten alive or something, my first instinct is to shit. Because I hope that my poop vapors would deter them. And they wouldn't want no part of me no more. They would kind of just look down on me in shame.
I mean,
but I need you to not look down on me in shame. I need you to be like, yeah, you fucking
that's my
shitted.
Man. That's my man.
Yeah, you fucking
Poopy
shitted
pants.
to save our booty. Booty pants. I'm like giving like Denzel face. Like there's like I'm like standing strong as I shit myself.
That'd be the worst superhero ever. I got fucking Lois Lane's, God fucking whoever, and whoever else, and then I got Poopy Pants.
Poopy pants. You know? Hey man, if it works, it works.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. What's going on in Philadelphia?
So the thing I picked was the thing that has a bunch of Philadelphians in an uproar right now. The Philly soda tax.
Yo.
Causing some shit.
Legit though?
Drama.
When it snowed and we went down to the Sunoco.
Yeah.
We did pay like $4 for a 2-liter.
That's true.
A 2-liter of Pepsi and some very fine Evan Williams.
So a little background about the Philly soda tax for anyone that is not aware of it. Basically, it was approved last year, and Philadelphia became the largest city in the nation to create a specific tax for soda and sugary beverages.
Are we the only?
I don't think we're the only, but a lot of other cities are now looking into it. The tax took effect January 1st with an per ounce rate 24 times more expensive than the state's tax on beer. The 1.5 cent per ounce rate sounds small.
You know, the funny thing is, the tax on beer, sodas has more access.
It's true.
To people. Like, you can't buy a beer on your lunch break if you're like, or on the way to the school bus.
Drink a beer and
if you're like 12.
Or driving to work.
Right, yeah, but you can get soda at any time. And it's so addictive. I remember when I was addicted to Monster energy drinks. Like, I would get headaches if I didn't drink them.
See, I'm personally not mad at the tax. Because, I mean...
I'm not mad at it.
It's going to schools.
Right.
Is a big thing.
How's it work in vending machines?
I don't know. They must have had a boost up. Because we have a vending machine at work, and I don't pay attention to that. So I don't...
Is your vending machine at work nice, or is it one of those quarter ones?
It's not a nice one. It's not like a... It's like one of those ones you don't see the can behind you. Like, it just, like, pops down.
The one at my job, you can use Apple Pay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, your job's fancy.
My job's a little classy.
My job ain't. But people are freaking out. Like, there's this one place that posted, like, a little deli that's like, blame Philly for us not selling soda no more. We're just selling water. So, in my mind, I'm like, good. Let people be healthier.
But the thing is, mad people don't want to be healthy though.
Like all of the like, I don't want to sound like, but it's just like I just picture some like housewife with her fucking cart full of soda being like, I can't afford this. I'm like, well, you shouldn't be buying so much soda for your fucking kids.
Right. I personally like the soda tax. However, from a small business aspect, I can see how it could be a little troubling, especially if it's not statewide. It's only Philadelphia.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, oh, I'm leaving Philly to go buy my soda. So people are like, oh, not everyone is not going to leave. Like, eventually people are going to pay that want that bottle of soda.
I mean, we sure as hell paid like $4 for that Pepsi.
Well, for me, it wasn't like a big deal because it's not like we do that often.
Right. We mainly consume soda as mixers, and generally it's ginger ale. But I had the cherry, Evan Williams, and I wanted to.
I mean, it was a
ginger ale didn't. I don't feel like the ginger ale went good with the cherry, Evan. Yeah. Like regular whiskey, it went really well. Yeah. What was that stuff that we had before? The strawberry
cherry vodka.
Cherry vodka?
Yeah, that was...
Ginger ale was the shit with cherry vodka.
Grown up Shirley Temple.
Yeah, that's real good.
But, boop, boop. Let's see. 4 cities, Boulder, Colorado, and 3 California cities, San Francisco, Oakland, and Albany, approved soda taxes in November as well. So it's catching on. But I think we're involved in a lawsuit. Like, I'm pretty sure eventually fucking Pepsi and Coca-Cola are going to come after us all.
Fuck them niggas. Yo, you know, like, Pepsi, like, Coca-Cola is one of the main reasons why Santa Claus is really popping. Mm-hmm. Like, Coca-Cola kind of made him what he was. That's crazy to me. Yeah. Yo, they're just drug dealers. They're just drug dealers in old suits. Sugar is the worst drug.
Yep.
As I sip this Pepsi.
I know we both have cups of Pepsi right now. So, I mean, but you know what?
You know, and the fucked up thing was that we made that unsweet tea, and it was in the refrigerator, and I looked at it.
I drank it at lunch.
Well, I didn't want to mix it with my whiskey.
Yeah. I didn't put no sugar in it, so I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. I mean, it's good tea to drink, but yeah, when you mix in whiskey, like the unsweet tea and the whiskey, it just needs to be the right blend. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at Philadelphia for this soda tax. I feel bad for the bodegas that's, you know, having a hard time, but you know what? Like all things, we will deal.
Mm-hmm. And your business shouldn't rely on soda.
True. Unless you're Coca-Cola.
Yeah, then that's your Coca-Cola. But
all them niggas got is soda.
You know what? Everyone needs a little more water in their lives.
They do. Jesus. I knew a lady who never drank. All she drank was Pepsi. And her skin was gray. She was a black lady. She was like light skinned like my mom's.
I think I remember you telling me about this lady.
Yeah. So does that wrap us up?
Yeah, that was the 4 topics.
Cool.
I hope I picked okay.
Yeah, you did good.
Do it again next week.
I'm proud of you. You know, I'm thinking like I think as we move forward with the show, we can like format this where maybe we just do the topics. Like I think it was kind of fun you reading me topics that you think are interesting. Well, I think we're just going to have to just, you know, build the show and change it as we go and see what people kind of dig. You know, it's going to be a weekly show. Part of the SXS network as we pop it into the 2017. Damn.
Still feels weird.
I said 2015. I was like 2 years behind. What happened in 2015? I was popping.
You probably just want to act like 2016 didn't really happen.
I just skipped right over that shit.
Yep.
We're going to be introducing a whole lot of new content, you know, whole lot of new shows. Really excited about the Midnight Marauders Live.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. And we're going to take it from there, and we're just going to keep growing and building. Until the next time, you can find us on the gram. I am Mark versus the world.
I am Mrs. Lady Knickers.
Yeah, and if you are friends with us on Facebook, I'm not going to tell you where to go, but if you're naturally friends with us, look out for that Film and Friends invitation. We're going to be doing another gathering with some foods and some friends for the month of January. Did we decide on that movie? Are you good with the
Mm-hmm.
pick I picked?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be doing 4 Rooms by I think there's Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez. I think it's 2 other directors I don't know the name of. It was made in like the mid '90s, kind of around that whole Pulp Fiction, Desperado time frame. So yeah, look for those on the Facebook Evite to be happening soon. We're still battling with the days. I think it's going to be a Friday. I mean, I personally think a Saturday would be a thing, but Friday is what it's going to be. So we'll see. Until next time, Lauren, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
See ya.